just grab a mat, a couple blocks if you like to use them, a towel or a blanket, and a thicker pillow or a bolster if you have one. I'm going to go ahead and step back. Let's get going. So I like to begin my slow flow and unwind classes standing up. So if you please come to your mountain pose. And even my mat's extra sticky tonight. So feet about hip distance apart. And I always like to remind people that when I say hip distance apart, you kind of match it with your little bony hip points. A lot of people I see stand like this. This is how I normally stand. But your hips are not that wide. So bring it on in. And I mean, if it does feel really comfortable to you, you can bring the toes and the heels together. It really just kind of depends on how it feels in your body. So make yourself comfortable. Lengthen up, settle into the feet, pressing into the toes, kind of resting back into the heel a little bit. And then let that energy rise up. Kind of pulling the energy up, stacking up from the ankles to the knees to the hips, and then lengthening up through the spine. And then once you get up there, relaxing the shoulders, but you're not hugging them back. You're just kind of letting them fall into a nice neutral position. Maybe a gentle kind of activation in your belly. And then let the hands drop down. Now traditionally in mountain pose, palms face forward. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And just allow yourself to come into the space, whatever space you're in, at your home, wherever. This is your time now for the next hour. We're going to do a nice slow flow, add in some restorative, a little bit of yin, and hopefully get you all nice and relaxed and feeling cozy for a nice night in bed to sleep. So let your chin drop gently towards your chest. And just notice if there's an activation through the upper shoulders. If you're really tight, you might even feel it all the way down the back. Sometimes that happens if you're really tight along the spine. And just be gentle, no judgments here. See if you can kind of activate a little bit through the kneecaps, and you might feel that in the quads some. And I do like to recommend a little bit of a little buoyancy in the knees. We don't want to be stiff or hyperextend, which is easy to do if you're hypermobile. So just notice and make sure that you're relaxed. And then see if you can bring your focus back to your feet. And you're going to take a nice deep inhale. And again, you're going to pull that energy up from the earth all the way up the body. And you can draw an imaginary line up the back of the body to the top of the head. And then as you exhale, you can let that imaginary line flow down the front of your body. And just keep that going. Big, deep inhale up the back of the body. And exhale it down the front of the body. Let's do a few more of these. Inhale up the back. And exhale down the front. You got it. One more. Inhale up the back. And release anything you need to release this evening to let your practice become truly yours. Forget those to-do lists. Forget what your significant other asked you to do today or what the kids are demanding from you. This is your time. And there's no time like the present. So drawing the attention to the space in between the eyes. Notice if you're crunching the eyebrows together, and if you are, lift the eyebrows like you're the most surprised that you've been all week. and then relax them. And if you need to do that a couple of times, I get it. And then bring your attention to your eyes and let them soften. Really allow the creases around the eyes to relax. Softening through the cheeks. And then letting the teeth part, relaxing the jaw. Take a swallow and then let your tongue just kind of fall where it may. And imagine that your energy is moving down. And just with the fingers splayed out, maybe you can feel a little tingling in the fingertips here. And if you like some visualizations, you can visualize, gray matter moving out of the fingers. Anything that isn't serving you, if it's still there, let it release. You can even flick your fingers a couple of times. Shake up that energy. Really good. Awesome. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale. Big breath in. Hands to the sky. Bring those palms together and exhale your hands to your heart space in Anjali Mudra. Chin can still be bowed towards the fingertips if that feels good. Lengthening up through the spine. And it's your choice. You can really press into the palms and stretch out the forearms. Let the elbows move out to the sides, or you can just let them rest softly. And bring an intention to your mind. Something, I always like to say, kind and nurturing, and something that doesn't feel out of reach. There's no pressure to set your intention. As a matter of fact, it's best if we set our intention and then just let it go. Let the universe go ahead and take over. Bring a little smile to the lips. Take another deep breath in and just notice how just smiling changes the energy. And release. Big breath in, fingertips to the ceiling or the sky. And exhale, palms out, let the hands rain on down. Relax them by your side. Go ahead and drop right ear to right shoulder. We're taking it real easy. Take a nice deep inhale here. And on your exhale, chin back towards the chest. So just roll it down. If this doesn't feel good to you, just go ahead and look straight ahead for a moment. Pause here and take a breath. And then on your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and roll your ear to the left. Take a nice deep inhale when you're ready. And again, exhale, chin to chest. On your next inhale, roll to the right. And then one more time, we're going to go to the left. So on an exhale, chin to chest. And then inhale over to the left. And then this time as you inhale, draw the head back to center. And we're going to draw the nose to the sky. And exhale, chin to chest. Or look straight ahead. Inhale, draw it up. Nose to sky. Stretching out the throat. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale back to neutral. So good. Let's go ahead and widen the stance just a little bit. You don't have to be too far. We want to find that superhero stance again here. Toes are going to be pointed forward right now. A little buoyancy in the knees again. Let's bring the arms out straight. Relax those shoulders. We're going to bring fingertips to the sky and kind of press out like you're stop. And just take a couple of breaths. And while you're here, maybe kind of open and close the fingers as you're holding that little universal stop sign here. And just kind of notice how good it feels, especially if you've been on your computer all day. Oh yeah. All right, fingertips down. Oh my God, both my wrists just cracked. Fingertips down. And you can do the same thing, maybe this time make little fists and then fingertips to the ground. This little fist, fingertips down. Yeah, you got it. And so from here, we're going to roll the fists, or make fists, sorry, and then roll the hands up. So the fists are facing up. So we've got like strong arms here. Now we're getting a really deep stretch on the top of the forearm. Now using your own resistance, and we're going to kind of hug in the shoulders a little bit here. We're going to draw those in. Using resistance. And then using resistance, let it go. Open the hands. Relax. Find those fists again. Rolling them in. Using resistance. And then using resistance, unroll. And open the fingers, let the fists go. Good. Go ahead and roll the wrists. Drawing the hands down by your sides. Take a little shake. And then come here into just standing with the arms by the thighs. Take an inhale. Left hand's going to reach up to the sky. Exhale. Lean to the right. So when we do this, we want to press our weight into the outer edge of the left foot. And also, we want to make sure that we're balanced in our right leg too. We don't want to be dumping into the right leg. Just a soft stretch here. So keeping that gentle bend in the knees, we're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to rotate so the chest faces the floor. Yeah, really press into that outer edge of the foot on the left. Stretch through the fingertips. Feel that stretch through the left side. Feels awesome. We're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to float it down. Woo. Rest here for a moment. If you need to, if you have a block and your hamstrings are super tight, or if your low back hurts, it's always nice to have something that'll give you more of a level back than dropping your nose towards your knees, because you won't be stretching out those muscles and making them any more tense. Take one more breath here, soft in the neck and shoulders. Gently bend into the knees, press into the feet. Activate the legs, connect to your glutes, connect to your booty. Hug in the lower abs and draw yourself up. Good. Inhale, right hand to the sky this time. And exhale, stretch it to the left. Notice if there's a difference on either side. This side is always a little bit tighter for me. Pressing into the right foot this time, the outer edge. Take a nice deep inhale, and on your exhale, turn the chest towards the floor. Stretch it out on the right side. Yeah. Nice deep inhale here. On the exhale, float it down. This time you can find a gentle sway, kind of forward and back, just relaxing, letting the arms just kind of float around. Checking into the legs, kind of activating through the hamstrings and the front of the legs. And then come on back to center. Anchor down through the feet, bend the knees gently, connect all the way up to the glutes and hug in that low belly and dry yourself up. Oh, good. Woo. Turn left foot forward. Right foot's going to rest behind you. Let's go ahead and drop into our front knee and come on into a warrior two already. Yeah. So we want our front knee above our ankle. We want the knee also to face second and third toes. So just kind of gander down just a little bit. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. And we want to also press into the outer edge of the right foot, pressing into our big toe as well. Take a nice deep inhale, left hand to the sky. Another little side stretch here. And back to warrior two. Again, inhale, arm up. And exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale up. You can gaze at the fingertips if you like. And then exhale, warrior two. Let's straighten out that front leg. This time, we're gonna turn our heel up in the back, and we're gonna bring our arms out to the side. So we come into our high lunge here. Bring the hands above the head. Good. Inhale, open through the elbows, drawing the shoulder blades together. And then as we exhale, elbows are going to come forward. We're going to straighten out the front leg and lift through that back heel, stretching through the bottom of that foot. Inhale, drop back down, bend the front knee, let that heel drop towards the back floor, open through the chest, and then exhale, draw that back heel up. One more time, bring it open, and exhale, straighten it out. Relax the hands down by your hips, and go ahead and take that back foot and bring it up just a little bit. Just enough that you've got a little bit of a wide stance and you can place your heel on the ground. Hips are going to come forward. We're going to lengthen through our spine. We're going to find our hip creases here, and we can let our hands rest right there. Big toe is going to be pressed into the front of the mat. On the left foot, little buoyancy in the knees. Take a nice deep inhale and shift it forward. And only come as far as feels comfortable. If you're super tight in your hamstrings, you're going to feel this right away. Don't push it. Take an inhale, press into that back heel, activate the legs, draw the belly button in, and up you go. Good. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale forward. Inhale, draw it up. You got it. One more time. Exhale forward. This time we're going to pause here. If you'd like, you can bring your hands down to your calf. You can reach for your blocks, or you can bring it all the way down to the floor if you have that flexibility. So from this position, wherever you have your hands, right hand is going to rest on the calf or the block or the floor, and you're going to take an inhale, left hand to the sky. As you exhale, release the left hand down, bend into the knees and draw that right foot forward. Finding forward fold. Relaxing the head and the shoulders. Find a little yes or no movement in the neck if that feels good. And we're going to press into the soles of the feet. We're going to find that activation in the legs and the belly again, and roll yourself up. Take a big inhale, fill the torso, fingertips to the sky. And exhale, hands by the sides. Let's do that one more time. Big, deep inhale. This time, maybe find a gentle back bend. And exhale, hands by your sides. Good. Let's go ahead and take the left leg back this time. And it's going to be parallel to the back of the mat. Right leg is going to be forward. Again, watch the knee, please. Knee over ankle and knee pointed towards second and third toes. You're going to reach the arms out, head over heart, heart over pelvis. And just settle into the shape for a breath or two. Notice if the body's talking to you at all. Pressing into the back toe, back big toe. Making sure you're not dipping into the outer edge of the foot too much. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, find peaceful warrior. And then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, bring it up. And warrior two. Go ahead and straighten out that front leg. We're going to bring our arms out to the side and turn that back heel up, finding our warrior or high lunge, fingertips to the sky. Go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. We're going to open up the elbows back. Use the shoulders to draw towards your spine, and then lift that back heel up, stretching through that back foot. Oh, that feels so good. Exhale, bring them forward. Elbows forward, heel goes back. Inhale, straighten out the front leg, lift up through that back heel, find that heart space. Exhale, elbows forward. One more time. You got it. Exhale, bring it back. Hands to your waist or to your hip creases. Draw that back foot forward just a little bit. We still want space in between the legs, but we want you, you don't want to have such a wide stance when we do pyramid. Drop that right hip back just a little bit so our hips are facing forward. Little buoyancy in those knees. Lengthen through the spine. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, come forward. Inhale, draw yourself up, activating through both legs, kind of pulling them towards one another. Exhale down. Inhale up. We've got one more. Exhale. And pause here. So while we're here, lengthen through the crown of the head. Press through the back foot. And see if you can bring that right hip back just a little bit more. It might have tried to sneak forward just a touch. So we want to find length through the spine, like I said. And then if you'd like, fingertips can come on down, hands to the calves, or find yourself a block. Just take a couple of breaths here. You got this. Let's bring the left hand to the block, or it can rest on our calves. Take a nice deep inhale, right hand to the sky. And exhale, bring the right hand down. We're going to bend into that front knee, walk the left leg forward, coming back to the front of the mat. Finding your forward fold. Press into the feet, roll it up. Taking care to activate the belly. So we protect the low back, fingertips to the sky, and exhale. We're going to go all the way down this time. We're going to do this 2 more times, and I'd love it if you just took your time inhaling up, really feeling everything activate. Fingertips to the sky. Yeah. Exhale. 1 more time, bring it up. This time, palms together, exhale to the heart space. We're just going to do a few simple twists here. Fingertips to the sky, breathe it in. And we're going to exhale, open up the arms like we're going to do warrior 2 and twist to the right. Inhale, using your core to draw you back forward instead of the arms. Exhale to your left, arms reach out wide. Inhale, bring it up. Please make sure you have a little buoyancy in the knees here. Exhale to your right. We want the lower half of the body to be able to rotate a little bit with the upper part. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale to your left. Inhale, fingertips up. We're going to do 1 more set. Breathe it out. Inhale back to center. And last time to your left. Inhale, fingertips to the sky, and exhale, float it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Flat back once again. This time, as you release, bend your knees generously and kind of relax your chest as close to your thighs as you can. If you want to block here, you can do that. You don't have to, you don't have to squish anything, but just find a little bit of a relaxing space where you have sort of this chair action happening here. Tailbone is relaxed, neck and shoulders are relaxed. Take 1 more breath here, and we're gonna come into chair. So fingertips forward, tailbone relaxes back, you got it. Arms can be straight up if you'd like. When you bring your arms up, watch that tailbone, that it doesn't stick out, but you relax it down. Take a nice deep inhale here. Bring those palms together, and we're going to take a little twist again. Now, you can just twist here, or you can drop the elbow all the way down to the knee on your right side. Left elbow, right knee. Wherever you are, let the palms come together with purpose, stretching those elbows out. Let's take an inhale, draw ourselves back up to chair. Palms release, wide in the arms. Take another inhale, bring those palms together. Exhale to twist to the left. Engage that belly on an inhale, come back to your chair. Big inhale, exhale, forward fold. Woo. Go ahead and kind of walk the legs out a little bit here. Bring those fingers to the mat. Let's go ahead and reach the right foot back behind us, and we're going to drop that right knee. Here's a nice place to pad the knee if you have knee problems. And then we're just going to take our hand to our thigh. So you have a few options here. You can stay in this 90-degree angle, especially if the hip flexors here feel like they're already stretchy enough, which is in my case what is going on. But if you want to stretch this, you can walk your leg a little bit forward and drop your hips down. Do what feels right in your body. If that feels like too much, if you don't feel like you're in balance, then come and bring the feet a little bit closer together. We want our chest to be up, gaze is forward, and we're pressing a little bit into the thigh. If my leg feels super activated here, and I'm pressing into the top of my back foot. And we're just breathing. We're just checking into the shape, seeing how the body feels. One more breath. Good. Let's lift the hands to the sky. Big inhale. Widen the hands out. Big breath here. And exhale, bring those hands down. Go ahead and walk the left hand on the inside of the left foot. And we're going to walk that left foot off to the side. And we're just going to come into a lazy lizard here, is what I'll call it. And just bring the palms of the hands to the ground. If you need the ground to be a little bit higher, grab a block. Take another couple breaths here. If you want, you can find some movement. One more breath. All you're going to do is take that left leg and bring it back to meet the right. We're going to do one down dog tonight. Spread those fingertips out wide, turn your toes under, and make your way up. You can walk your dog a little bit, stretching the heels down to the floor, pressing into the palms of the hands, sending energy up the arms, relaxing the shoulders down in an external rotation. We're drawing the inner part of the wrist towards you, like towards your midline. A little bit of pressure in the fingertips, and hug the belly into the spine. Let's take 3 deep breaths. You're welcome to lift your heels on the inhale and exhale, dropping the heels down. You can introduce lion's breath if you're familiar, or ujjayi. Inhaling, breathing the heels up, stretching those hips up, maybe pressing even more through the palms. Exhale. Let it go. Inhale, draw those heels up. Exhale. One more time, you've got this. Inhale up and release. So good. Anchor down that left heel, and you can come into 3-legged dog, or just go ahead and bring that right foot forward. Dropping that left knee. And then we're going to find our low lunge again. And this is in a yin practice. This is actually called dragon pose. And if you hold it for a long time, you'll understand why. So we aren't going to be holding it forever, but enough time that we do feel a little bit. So set yourself up again. If your hip flexors feel really good, you want to stretch them out some, drop that knee farther back. If you want to just kind of be in more of a resting shape, you can bring the legs a little bit more together and find that 90-degree angle. Pressing hands into the thighs, lifting up through the spine. Gaze is forward, shoulders are relaxed. Maybe you're pressing into the top of the back foot for a little balance. We're hugging the legs towards one another, keeping them active. more breaths here. See if you can find that ease in your effort. We're not moving, but boy, we're sure working a little bit. I know I am. Feels good. If I had air conditioning, it would feel a lot better, I'll tell you that much. All right, one more breath. You've got this. Let's go ahead and inhale, arms up. We're going to open the arms, kind of volcano arms here, nice and wide, like you've got a big beach ball. Engaging into that belly, opening through the heart space, big breath in, and exhale. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. Walk that right foot off to the side. Come into your lazy lizard, but I mean, if you want to go into a deep lizard, you are totally welcome to. It's your practice, so I'm just wanting to be a little bit more gentle this evening, but it's up to you. Find what feels comfortable for you. But we don't want to be lazy in our comfort. Because sometimes when we get lazy, we get a little sloppy, and then things can start to not feel good over time. So you want to make sure that you have an intention with your movement or your placement. All right, one more breath here. Press into your front foot and drop your hip back. Walk your hands and then go ahead and swing that right leg back. You got it. So we're going to go ahead and come on to our bellies. And we're going to find our Sphinx pose. So hands are out, elbows are down. You've got a couple options here. If this doesn't feel very good to you, grab that pillow. Tuck it under. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'll give you a nice solid support here. Let the legs come out nice and wide. Toes can just relax. So we want to kind of hug the shoulders into the spine and let your neck be an extension of your spine. So we're not looking up and we're not dropping it down, but maybe the gaze is coming to the very front edge of your mat. Fingertips are spread, palms are pressed into the floor, forearms are active. Again, not necessarily a lazy pose. We have a little bit of work to do here, even if we are using a pillow. So let's go ahead and take our gaze over our left shoulder. And then over the right. And then left shoulder again. And the right shoulder. Go ahead and bring it back to center. If you want to drop chin to chest and look up, feel free to do so. And then walk your knees in a little bit if your legs are pretty wide out. And we're going to go ahead and reach back and we're going to grab our feet. Now, if this isn't accessible to you, you can do one hand and one foot at a time. And with this support underneath my belly, it sure makes this shape a little bit easier, but I'm still getting a nice quad stretch, which is kind of what I'm going for here, because we worked our legs a little bit when we did that chair. So shoulders are relaxed. If you want to, if it's in your practice, you can always pull up. And that'll give you a deeper shoulder stretch too. Go ahead and release the legs or wrap up on the other side. Palms to the mat. Go ahead and shift back and take a supported child's pose. So just bringing your bolster up a little bit closer to you. You can also put a little block underneath it if you want to. We're not going to be here terribly long, but I want you to be comfortable. And then just kind of rest over your pillow or bolster. Maybe have the left cheek down first. We're just going to be here for a few. And then go ahead and turn the right cheek. And then come on and bring the gaze towards your pillow or bolster or the ground. Push yourself up and go ahead and kind of set this off to the front here. And then I'm going to suggest for this next move that you prop yourself up on a blanket. So we're just going to sit on a blanket basically. So our pelvis can rotate forward a little bit. We're going to have our legs out in front of us, nice and long. And you can move the little fleshy parts out of the way as well. So if your knees feel a little tense in this position, you can always put another blanket or even blocks underneath your knees to give them a little bit of a bend. We're just going to take our pillow, rest it on top of our legs, and we're going to reach the fingertips towards the toes. Stretch it out. Feel that nice little stretch in the back of the shoulders, and then let them relax. And then the head is just going to fall forward. And just find your breath here, breathing into the back of the body, extending through the rib cage. If you need a little extra support underneath your forehead, you're always welcome to grab a block or whatever you have next to you for support to rest your forehead on. This is a very gentle hamstring stretch. And again, if you're pretty tight, you're going to feel it maybe in the low back, a little stretch. Notice in the body if anything is chatting to you. Take a few breaths and move into that space, releasing any holding or tension or knots. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, dry yourself up. Set your pillow or bolster off to whatever side is facing your smart device. And you're going to go ahead and bring yourself down to the floor. Or down to your back, sorry. Rest all the way down. So all we're going to do here is we're going to walk our feet, kind of heel toe them over opposite away from your bolster. And you're just going to drop the knees down. And you can use blocks for this too, but you're just finding some support underneath your knee. And you're just going to bring the arms into cactus arms. So we're not headed for a deep stretch here. We're just kind of relaxing, maybe getting a little bit of a stretch through the hip flexors. And just relaxing the upper body. If you'd like a little bit deeper stretch, you can lift your hip up, swing it to the opposite, towards your feet, opposite side towards the feet, and then drop the knees down, and that should give you a little bit of a deeper twist. Take a few more breaths here. And then engaging the belly, roll the knees back to center, square the hips up. Let's go ahead and flip those blocks or your bolster to the opposite side. Walk your feet out and drop those knees. And again, you can lift the hip up and kind of scoot the hip over a little bit if you want a deeper stretch. And then maybe this time, lifting the hands overhead. Softening your gaze. If it feels good, close the eyes for a couple of breaths and just really try to focus in on what's going on in the body. Are you feeling good? I hope so. Maybe you can check into your heart space a little bit right here. Take a few more breaths here. Go ahead and start to walk the feet back to center, bringing the knees in. Go ahead and hug the knees in. Find a gentle rock from side to side. And then find happy baby. Soles of the feet to the ceiling, wrapping the fingertips around the outer part of the feet. You can stretch one leg up if that feels good, and then roll and stretch the other one. And then as you release your feet, go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees drop out. If you need a little bit of support here, this is a great place to put your blocks or a bolster. Take your right hand to your belly, left hand to heart space. And just take a few moments to connect to that inner wisdom, feeling the soft breath as it makes the connection with the body. And maybe think of something that you're really happy with right now, something that you're grateful for. I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity to practice here with you. Can you feel your heartbeat? Take one deep, full breath, belly all the way up to the shoulders. Let it go. Relax the legs out long and find a space for your hands that feels nice, wherever that may be. Let your knees relax, your toes turn out, giving your legs lots of space. Softening again through the gaze. Closing the eyes if it feels good. And just softly breathing. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Begin to explore with some movement in the hands and the feet. Maybe rocking the head gently from side to side. Go ahead and roll to one side. You can take a breath or two here, or you can come on back into your seated position. Settling in, finding the breath. And then let's draw our hands together at heart space and Anjali Mudra. And gratitude for our practice together today. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.